Hello, this is another installment in the Interesting Facts About Countries series. Today, we focus on one of the lowland countries in Europe, Belarus. Belarus is a country in Eastern Europe. It borders Poland, Lithuania, Latvia, Russia, and Ukraine. It is landlocked and occupies the largest area in Europe under the control of landlocked states. The first mentions of the lands known as White Ruthenia date back to the Middle Ages, but the term was used ambiguously in reference to this territory. John of Zarnkow used the term to refer to the Principality of Polotsk, and similar terms appear in later Teutonic chronicles. In the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth, in the 16th century, the name was given to the lands of Moscow's carrier in the War of 1558 to 1570, Polotsk with Turola Castle, part of the Vitebsk land with the castles of Ozyrzysk and Uswiat, and from the early 17th century, also to the eastern voivodeships of the Grand Duchy of Lithuania. Nearly 9 million people live in Belarus, and unfortunately, this number has been decreasing in recent years. The highest peak in Belarus is Mount Dzerzhinskia, at 345 meters above sea level. This mountain lies on the Minsk upland and encompasses the central part of the Belarusian ridge. The Belarusian flag is a rectangular piece of cloth with a 1:2 aspect ratio, composed of two horizontal stripes, a red one, 2/3 the width of the flag, at the top, and a green 1/3 the width of the flag, at the bottom. Near the flagpole is a vertical stripe, 1/9 the length of the flag, depicting a red folk ornament on a white background. The white-red-white flag was used by the Belarusian People's Republic from March 25, 1918, to January 5, 1919, when the Red Army entered Minsk. During the occupation, during the Second Administrative War under Radoslaw Ostrowski, the white-red-white flag was restored. The Belarusian currency is the Belarusian ruble. Interestingly, only the Belarusian currency is accepted in the country, and payments in other currencies are prohibited. The spoken language is Belarusian. Although Russian is increasingly used, Belarus has a transitional climate characterized by distinctly frosty winters, humid and warm summers, and intermittent rainy periods, with Atlantic air masses predominating. The dominant religion is Orthodox Christianity, which recognizes the importance of non-religious people or those belonging to other faiths, such as Catholicism or Protestantism. The second largest city in Belarus is Minsk, with a population of 2 million. Apart from the capital, no other city has a population exceeding 1 million. Minsk lies on the Svislak River and is the largest economic, cultural, and scientific region in the country. Toponymic research suggests that the city's name comes from the Minka River, Myenia, on which Minsk was founded. Belarusian historian Mykola Kuznetsov has proposed that the river's name comes from the word meaning burbot, or another word for slippery fish. Minsk is a beautiful city with abundant greenery. It houses the third largest botanical garden in the world. The city's charm stems, in part, from the lack of other advertising. This solution can be implemented using various media, including the transparent ones used by the current government. The city lacks color, which also adds to its atmosphere. In 2006, the National Library of the Republic of Belarus, one of the largest in the world, opened in Minsk. Minsk is home to the longest street in Europe. In addition to the Keystone, which houses so many neoclassical buildings, it aspires to be included on the UNESCO World Heritage List. The newest name is Independence Avenue. Traditional Belarusian cuisine is characterized by a variety of potato dishes, e.g., potato pancakes, potato sausage, draniki, and flour dishes, blini, quivers, pierogi, and dumplings. Meatloaf is considered a national delicacy. For centuries, forest fruits and mushrooms, onions and garlic, as well as dill and parsley, have added flavor and distinctiveness to traditional dishes. In Belarus, the main course is sourdough rye bread. Pancakes, known in Belarusian as blinis, are traditionally dipped in a thick sauce with pieces of meat called maksanka. Zur, krupnik, cooled soup, and borscht are soups featured on the traditional menu. As mentioned earlier, potato processing equipment is available in Belarus, as potatoes are a key vegetable in Belarusian cuisine, and approximately 2,000 potato-based equipment is available. Belarus is one of the main producers of these vegetables, which is due to their storage location in Minsk. Belarusian nature is characterized by forests covering approximately 40% of the country's area, numerous lakes, e.g., Narok in the Braslav Lake District, and marshes in Polsy. These marshes, they play a crucial role not only for Belarus but also for all of Europe, acting as a giant filter, purifying the air and water. The country boasts the Białowieża Forest, home to over 1,000 European bison, the heaviest land animals in Europe. This forest has been designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Belarus also boasts several national parks and nature reserves. This area is lowland with gentle hills and is ideal for nature tourism. More specifically, the fauna is typical of Central European forests. Wild boar, roe deer, moose, and foxes inhabit the forests of Belarus, while wolves are found in Polsy. Beavers inhabit wetlands. Other species include pine martens in deciduous forests and squirrels in coniferous forests. Among the species introduced to Belarus is the raccoon dog. The forests are home to numerous species of songbirds, including woodpeckers, owls, and birds that arrive for spring, such as storks and cranes. Storks have a unique status in the country and are considered its unofficial symbol. Many Belarusians consider this bird sacred. There's a legend that a stork was once a human. God gave it a bag of snakes and ordered it to be thrown into a pit. However, the man didn't know what the contents of the mysterious bag contained, and despite the prohibition, he decided to untie it. The snakes managed to escape and hide. God, seeing the man's behavior, turned his back on him and transformed him into a stork, which he ordered to gather storks throughout the country. Belarusians believe that storks only build their nests on the roofs of good people's homes, and once they do, the inhabitants will live long and happy lives. Seeing a flying stork in spring is also a good omen. According to beliefs, this brings good luck for the entire year. Killing a stork, on the other hand, is said to bring misfortune. Belarus's natural resources include timber, peat deposits, small amounts of crude oil and natural gas, granite, dolomitic limestone, marl, chalk, sand, gravel, clay, potash, and halite salt. And now, let's move on to some interesting facts about Belarus. 1. In 2006, as many as 720 people turned 100 in this country, and 18 of them lived to be 110. The oldest person living in Belarus was Hanna Barasiewicz, who was 118 years and 281 days old, and is unofficially considered the oldest person in the world at the time of her death. 2. In 2006, the National Library of the Republic of Belarus opened in Minsk, one of the largest in the world. 3. Olga Korbut is a renowned Belarusian gymnast and four-time Olympic champion. As the first and most dangerous operation, it was later called its key. 4. The largest dump truck in the world is in Belarus. The BelAZ 75710 weighed 360 tons and was 4 meters high. It was manufactured at the BelAZ plant and can carry as much as 450 tons of cargo. 5. Unofficially, Belarus is considered the Silicon Valley of Eastern Europe. 10 years ago, the high-tech park housed over 170 companies employing nearly 30 IT specialists. 6. 16 kilometers from the Belarusian border, the site of a technological disaster of the 20th century, the Chernobyl nuclear power plant accident. After the Chernobyl nuclear power plant explosion, 485 villages in Belarus were rendered uninhabitable, with 70 locations completely destroyed. 7. Belarus is the second country in the world with quantitative data, 4.6 adultery per 1,000. Do everything in this episode. I hope you enjoy reading the videos. If you've made it this far to leave a comment about stork for solutions, I'll say goodbye to you all. See you in another episode. Bye.